SkillStruct presents.
So today's lesson is all about components of enterprise. We're going to start off with a little bit of an activity. This should be a fun activity. This should be something that you lot should learn from and gain from. This is one of the main components when we come into enterprise. So I'm going to ask a provocative question, which I know probably what the answer will be, but just a raise of hands. Who wants to be a millionaire? Sorry, this is interesting. Who doesn't want to be a millionaire? Why don't you want to be a millionaire?
Money doesn't mean anything to me. As long as I can live comfortably, that's what I'm looking for.
What is your definition of comfortable?
Just, I don't need much. Like having a nice house, a nice wife, probably kids. That's it. Having a good paying job, that's it. I don't need to be a millionaire. Because then I don't know what to do with that money.
Charity, all of that, so
I
social
mean, I
good.
can do, but other than that, there's nothing else to do.
Fair enough. Okay. It's okay. One more person. All right. Now that's fair. Most people, they have those ambitions, and some people don't, and that's fine. I think actually on a deeper level, you're probably right in a lot of ways as well. But generally speaking, most people have the ambition, especially in enterprise, to want to make millions, be a millionaire, live comfortably. As the guy was here saying, sorry, what's your name by the way? Daniel was saying about the importance of finding what suits you, what is comfortable. Okay. So we're going to do this exercise, and there is a bigger meaning to this about who wants to be a millionaire and how it fits into components of enterprise. So, without further ado, are you ready? So we are going to do a little bit of a activity here when it comes to who wants to be a millionaire. And actually, there's a bigger purpose to this. Trust me, just go along with it. So in order, no, it's fine, it's fine. Yes, it is based on the game show, yes. And it's based on a lecture that I actually saw in university as well. And again, I'll talk about that later on. But yes, what I'm going to do just to make this more interesting is give you a number between 1 and how many you got? 20 something. So you're 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry? Is it 16? Okay. Doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Anyway, all right. Please. Yes. Remember your number, please, because I won't remember your number. Okay. All right. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh, you're right. There you go. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Cool. All right. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pick a random person to answer certain questions. Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is the first question, right? For example, you're going to have the options like who wants to be a millionaire. So you've only got 3 of these for the whole class, right? So do 50-50, ask an audience, phone a friend, all of that sort of stuff. Yeah. And I've got a number generator between 1 and 20, but I will make sure it's 1 to 16 now. And then we'll get the first person to answer the question. Okay, cool. All right, so random generator.
Who's number 13? Okay.
Let's go up.
All right. So, all right, again, who invented the World Wide Web?
Tim Berners-Lee.
Yes.
Okay, everyone agrees on that?
Yeah.
Who thinks he's wrong? No one? Okay. Correct. All right, so you moved on.
Nice.
All right, well done. No conferring as well. Please, no conferring. We have number... number 12. Who's 12? Who's 12? It's not Diego. Oh, you. Okay, cool.
No, his name is Gabriel. Gabriel.
Oh, it's you. Oh, okay, sorry. All right, so, again, no conferring.
You're 14, right? Yes.
I said 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, so, again, how would you answer this?
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, if you can, if you only got one of, huh?
Who knows that, Gavin? Who are you gonna go?
No, miss. You would know that.
You wouldn't know what.
Don't waste 50-50.
I mean, let him, obviously this is a class thing, you only get one of these each, right? So,
Yeah, 50-50. I think it's the last one, so. Sure.
okay, we've locked that in. Actually, who thinks it's not the last one?
Okay, can I phone Samuel?
It's too late. Your answer's locked in. Your answer's locked in. Okay, Samuel, what do you think the answer is?
Scrimmage.
Okay.
Why don't you think that?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a question.
Okay. Dio, did you have an answer?
I have no
Either
idea.
I did. Okay. Who thinks it's the other one? What's that one? Who thinks it's Scrum?
Ooh, it's a shot.
Okay. Scrimmage? Okay, a few of you. Supper? Oh, okay. Cool. I can feel that it's not supper, it's Scrum.
Yeah.
There you go. Scrum.
Samuel, beat it.
Yeah. So maybe sometimes, yeah, you should maybe use phone a friend or if you're not 100% sure.
Do we use our money?
Yeah, you'd have lost your money in the real world, unfortunately. But for the purpose of this analogy, we'll continue the game. We'll continue the game. Yes.
How's the 50-50 is supposed to work?
Huh?
Have 3 options. Yeah, there's only 3 options.
They
How's
take
the
off
50?
one.
I'll
They
take
take
off
off
one.
one of the answers.
But there's not
So,
50.
Yeah.
50-50.
Huh? Yeah,
It will be 50-50 because there'll be two.
there'll be 2.
You will take one out.
You
and
take
then
one
one
out. One of the wrong answers out.
I mean, one of them's right, one of them's wrong. 50-50 chance.
I know the game, Doctor.
We'll
If you've got 50-50, I think.
I understand where you're coming from because the game's 4, but actually the math still works. But anyway, we will go on to the next question. All right, so programming language made by Microsoft. So who are the programmers in the building? Who likes programming?
No one likes it.
Rah, damn, okay, we're doing IT, don't like, okay, wait, just one? Wait, just one? Okay, 2, 3, okay, 4, wow, okay, all right. Is that because you haven't learned a language you like or you just have no interest in programming?
No, we have.
I don't mind it, it's just too complicated.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, yeah, no, I mean, it's not for everyone, but at the same time, I would encourage those to try it at least. Maybe you don't like it, and that's fine as well. But anyway, this might be a harder question than I thought for some people, but that might mean you want to use a lifeline, or you might get lucky and one of the programmers get a chance to answer this question. So, who's going to answer this? Who's going to answer this? Okay, 14?
Okay.
Who is it? Is it Yusuf? Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so Yusuf, how would you answer this question?
So it's not going to be Python, it's not going to be Java, it's going to be C# because C# is mostly implemented into Word and it's in the Microsoft suite.
Damn, there's no point. You got that right. I was going to make a big deal. You're right. There's no point. You got it right. You broke it down very well. Yeah.
You
got the point.
You got the point.
You got the money.
There's no point of, yeah. We'll move on. Okay. Metal. All right.
No comparing.
No conferring. All right. Conferring already. All right. So who's going to answer this question? Let's see.
Lands on me. On phone, friend.
Phone your friend.
Okay, we have. Seven. You said. Which one?
The middle one, Mark Zuckerberg.
Does anyone think he's wrong? Who do you think it is?
Jack Dorsey.
Okay. Does anyone think he's wrong?
He's absolutely wrong.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Well, that's I mean, you're right. He's wrong, but yeah, I wouldn't have put it like that. But, good one. And Vickman is absolutely correct. It is Mark Zuckerberg. So well done. It is Mark Zuckerberg. Meta's Facebook, just in case people didn't know. It used to be Facebook Inc., but they changed the name after that whole Cambridge Analytica stuff with all that thing with Brexit, etc., etc. But we'll move on to some of the penultimate questions. What about this one? Who runs one? Okay, so who's going to answer this one? Okay, we have number 6.
Number 6, CJ.
I'm calling Mandem.
Call him Mandem. I don't know if
I'm
Mandem is
calling a friend. Pablo, it's time.
Who's Pablo?
It's VA.
It's time.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We say. Actually,
Is that your final? Wait. Is that your final? You want to call a friend?
I'm calling right now.
All right, cool. There you go. Answer.
He
He's
said.
calling you.
I don't know.
So you lost.
That's it.
Because I don't know if Bill Gates is still running it.
Okay.
So it could be someone else.
So you're saying it's Steve?
Only these two should be talking, by the way.
So you're saying it's Steve?
No, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates?
Maybe.
So he writes the book.
Yeah, time's over, man.
You mean time's over?
You've got 10 seconds left.
Alright, 10 seconds. So I'm saying Bill Gates?
Say the words.
Bill Gates, say 9.
Okay.
I'll go for Steve. Steve. That guy, he's lost it. Steve.
So we're going with Steve.
Goes to friend bag, he goes for
Actually,
the
I was going to
opposite.
say, some friend, huh? Okay,
Steve.
fair enough. All right. Cool. Steve has been locked in. Who thinks he's right on Steve, by the way?
Loki.
Loki. So, well, a couple people think it's Steve. Steve. Who thinks it's not Steve? Okay. Do you know the answer for sure?
Yeah, I'd say 95%.
Okay, I won't go with you yet, because you might do another soliloquy without time for that. Okay, what do you think?
It's Bill Gates.
Okay, Bill Gates.
Oh, I'm wrong.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Are they right? You're 95%. No, you're 90. Just say, are they right?
No,
Who is it?
it's the first one.
He's right. It's the first one. Why didn't you call your friend here?
Oh, you got it wrong anyway!
You want me to give an explanation?
Yeah, no, break it down.
Bill Gates only works with Microsoft to get money for his charity, and then the first one got hired as the CEO to run Microsoft.
More or less, yeah. The only thing I'll add is Bill Gates founded Microsoft.
Yeah, he founded it.
Then he left the board, and then Satya runs it. But everything you said pretty much correct. So you should have called him.
I was wrong. My bad.
So again, so this would have been the second game that would have lost and stuff like that. So maybe choosing the wrong option, the wrong person.
Could have used the computer typing real quick.
What made you choose the A-Bar?
I thought, intellect. I thought you were more smart than that, but no, man.
You're gonna be stupid right now.
Huh?
You're gonna be stupid.
No. I thought,
Why didn't you trust me anyway?
I trusted you because I thought like you had that
You're going
question.
Steve, bro.
Right.
You got me 6,000 pounds.
All right. Next question. Okay. So what does VR stand for? Let's see what we're gonna go for.
You gave me an easy question. I had this.
This is like playing like smart than a 5-year-old.
Come on, it's not even
Okay.
fair.
So we're going for.
It's obviously visual, cool though.
We're going for no conferring, obviously. All right. So we're going for number 1. Oh, okay. All right. So Gabriella, what is the answer?
Virtual reality.
Are you sure?
No.
You're wrong.
The answer is Vanessa.
Are you 100%?
Okay. So that's the answer
Yeah.
you're going for. Who thinks that she is right? Who thinks she's wrong?
No. I think she's right.
You think she's right? You think? What do you think?
VAR.
Yeah, you're
We
right.
need to check. We need to check in it. We need to
Oh,
check.
okay.
It's gonna check.
Okay.
We need to check.
All right, but you don't have an answer.
Oh no, I do, but I'm check.
You
Check
just
it
wanna, just in case.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
all right. Does anyone else think she's wrong and wants to say an answer? No? Okay, let's see. Just to confirm your answer again.
Virtual reality.
Okay, she is correct. There you go.
CJ. That's the answer. That's the answer. Yeah.
Was that the answer you had in your mind?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, just making sure, All right, So this might be the last question, actually. So, last question. What does GPT stand for? Those, I'm sure there's a few of those that might know what the GPT part comes from. I'm sure a lot of you have used it enough to know the acronym. All right, cool. All right, so let's see. Oh wait, no conferring. Come on, guys. You know the drill by now. All right, cool. So let's see who answers the last question. Okay, number 14. Have we done 14 already?
Yeah.
We've done 14, so I should have moved that one. Okay, let me do that again.
Malike has an answer.
Okay, so,
Samuel's answer.
okay, who wants to answer the last question? Who?
I use 50-50.
Okay, 50-50.
Gonna take you to ask the audience.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Are you sure? Sorry, is it 50-50 or ask the audience? Sorry.
Ask the audience.
Ask the audience?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll do the majority.
Oh,
So I'd say hands up if this, hands up this, hands up this, hands up, and the majority is the one we're gonna go with, all right? So this is gonna be a group effort, all right? So, hands up who thinks it's the first one, who thinks it's generative pretext transformer. 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay, 3 people. Who thinks it's generative pre-trained transformer? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay. Who thinks it's ChatGPT's surname?
I'm bored, so.
Okay, it's out first. Again, just to confirm, who thinks it's the first one? Okay, 3. Who thinks it's the second one? If you weren't bored, what would you have said?
I would have said the first one.
First one. Okay. All right. So we are locking in the second one because that was what the audience said. Yeah. Can reveal. As a class, you're correct. There you go. The audience.
Yeah, you were said first.
So you would have got that wrong if you went for yourself, but actually as a group effort, that was correct. That was a fun exercise, but there was a message behind it. So just a quick word on the activity. This is based on analogy that I was taught about when it comes to something called knowledge and knowledge management. I would say the activity is based on a blog that I think I wrote a couple of years ago, and it's based on a lecture when I went to do an enterprise lecture at my university. This was the first question that I got asked by the lecturer, or we did this sort of activity. But the bigger message about component and enterprise, it comes down to knowledge. So it's very important to get an understanding of knowing how to know information. This is the main thing you're going to have to know when you move forward, not just for this module, this curriculum, but just in life in general. All the questions and everything is teaching you the various disciplines that you'll need throughout your life when it comes to, how you assess a question, whether you call a friend, whether you, gamble, take a risk, as we were talking about assessing risk when key skills in enterprise, or just asking the audience. So doing things as a team. Really. So that's the main purpose of it. But it's all to say one of the main components when it comes to enterprise is all about knowledge as well. So when we were doing some of the exercises before, and we were talking about what is, ChatGPT's or GPT specifically, some of you thought you know the answer, some of you thought you knew the answer, and some of you are just completely wrong. So there's different levels of skill set, but when you lot all came together, you lot figured out, okay, the majority, and that's how you lot move. Similarly, when you're running an enterprise, sometimes, you might not get the way you want specifically, and sometimes it's going to take a group effort. Sometimes you do have to take a gamble. Some of you were wrong, but that meant now you know the answer for sure. You remember getting it wrong, so therefore you learned a lesson in that. Maybe that lesson was going to be you should have done the 50-50, or you should have found a different friend maybe, or you should have basically learned and understood, what your skill set is relative to the question. It's okay not to know the answer, but it's more important to know what your options are. So very important. At least you lot use the options, which is important as well. Not just trying to guess, which is important too. I've seen a lot of interviews as well where, I ask a question to someone and they try and just dig themselves into a hole rather than saying, I honestly don't know the question, and actually just being honest.
Honestly, most people think that they have to just waffle their way into an answer, but if they don't know the answer and they're honest about that, that goes a longer way in interviews as well. There's sometimes a misconception in that. So the reason again why I did this analogy and did this thing, obviously a lot of people learn different things from it. It's just to understand the importance of knowledge, because throughout your journey, getting to know something is very important. Last week we were debating about, being informed about things going on in and around you. I would argue very strongly, and I think we were both doing that last week, that it's just important to be informed, not about everything, but things that you ultimately care about. So if it's about reselling, if it's about design, if it's about, just how to be a boss, these are the kind of things that you have to know about, and it's very important. So I want to touch on knowledge in this next phase of this lesson, just to tie it into this module, but also the exercise that we did. So normally, for example, the formula is you get some data, right? So you get some raw information about something. It could be the letter X, for example, right? Just data that has no context, no meaning to it. Then you get useful information. So those of you that use ChatGPT, for example, you might put in, write me an essay on, programming, for example. And you get some useful information, but does that mean it's knowledge? Who said no? Yes. Why is that not the case?
It's reading it for you, so you don't really take in, you don't understand what's actually going on. So,
Exactly. So that's useful information. And yes, you can give an essay and you can, may get a decent mark, may not, maybe you get clocked or whatnot. But that is the distinction, right? A lot of people think they're gaining knowledge by using ChatGPT, for example, but what they're actually doing is just getting some useful information, which will only take you so far. But as Samuel was talking about, the fact that you don't use it for application or you don't apply it to yourself means that you're not getting knowledge. And it's knowledge that's ultimately going to, get you to pass this module, do well in this module, but also do well in life as well. So very important to understand the difference. Now, I'm not saying, never use ChatGPT, but just understand what the tool is. It is a tool for you to gain useful information. A lot of people use it once they're an expert in something and it's just a means of convenience. But if you're trying to learn something, it's not the way forward unless you try to apply it for knowledge, because it's the knowledge factor that's ultimately going to get you to move further when it comes to not just, again, this module, but moving forward as you leave, because at some point you're going to leave this year and move on to university or apprenticeship, but it's important to understand that component on, what is knowledge and learning from that. So again, just leading on to ChatGPT, obviously, I'm not going to, ask who knows ChatGPT because everyone knows ChatGPT. Obviously, there's going to be assignments during this module. You lot might feel like you want to use ChatGPT, which, being honest, you can only go so far with using ChatGPT. If I clock that you've used ChatGPT, there'll be an element of asking you, to expand on some of your points. I'm not saying don't use ChatGPT, but just understand what it is and that you are fairly limited when it comes to it. You will get caught out at some point without actually trying to use the knowledge piece that I was talking about. And that's why it's important. As I'm looking at your paragraphs, I get to know your writing style. If I see something totally different, I'm going to be like, okay, this doesn't sound like you. Can you expand on what you're saying? So again, if you use the tool properly, you can use it very effectively, but just understand what that is and how that kind of fits in to when it comes to knowledge and useful information. Again, you can gain a lot of useful information when it comes to ChatGPT, but are you gaining that knowledge that we were talking about, which ultimately is going to be the thing that makes you do well in this module and, in life in general. Does that make sense? Does anyone have a question on the exercise or, why we did it, or it doesn't make sense at all? Fairly clear? While, did the exercise talk about knowledge and the importance of that and how it fits into enterprise?
Yeah. Who's Jack Dorsey?
Twitter. He founded Twitter, and then he was the guy that sold it to Elon Musk. Sorry? Bill Gates? No, that was Microsoft. Don't know who said that, but yeah. Any other questions on the exercise or anything that we just done? No? Cool.
This is a SkillStruct presentation. If you like what you hear and see, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.